Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we can see that the market is bouncing off some important support levels and uptrend lines, and that will not only improve the chances of avoiding a bigger drop, but also makes it much more likely that we're going to see a bit of a breakout here. And if we take a look at the charts, we're going to go over this in more detail in just a second, but we got our bounces off our important uptrend lines and support levels, and we're not that far off from getting another breakout here to push us higher, not only on the Bitcoin chart, but on a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. And over the past 24 hours, you can see that we are doing pretty good across the board here. A lot of cryptocurrencies moving once again in the right direction. So it does seem like this new uptrend that began across the market is going to hold. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on where the market is going to be heading in the near future, so definitely let me know in the comments below. With that being said, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates, and make sure to check out my premium content for cryptocurrency buying opportunities, as well as 5 high return cryptocurrencies. I will be releasing a new cryptocurrency buying opportunity today, I believe, so just wanted to give you a heads up on that. And with that being said, let's get right into the Bitcoin technical analysis. So like I said, we're bouncing off our short-term uptrend line, and we're making our way back above longer-term uptrend line. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so you can see that that's this pink line right over here. And as you can see, we're currently peaking back above that. So that's a very good sign, and we avoid further resistance from that. We're bouncing on the indicators, and if we take a look at that upper Bollinger Band, we can see that we're expanding higher. Our middle band is also coming back up, and that's actually going to allow prices to move higher. We have resistance off our previous candlestick back here at $8,392.56. So that's the level we want to get back above to get our next little breakout. That should push us pretty quickly to $9,000, and I do feel like that's going to be happening within the next week. 2 weeks at the most, I think that will already be back above $9,000. And let's take a look next at our next crypto, which is going to be Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is bouncing nicely off that $500 mark. And once again, we have our expanding Bollinger Bands, upper Bollinger Band moving higher now, middle band coming back up as well, indicators bouncing, still uptrending on all three. And if we take a look at, it's a very similar formation basically to Bitcoin, right? Where if we're able to get back above the high of this previous candlestick back here, where we hit that upper Bollinger Band and then pulled back, that's at $534.57. Once we're able to get back above that, I think that we're going to see a jump very quickly to $600. And probably even make our way back to $700 very shortly as well over the next week or two. Our uptrend line will also serve as a lot of support, but for now we're even moving above that, so we could really see a breakout here. Let's take a look next at Litecoin and see what's going on. So Litecoin is moving slowly but surely higher. Very steady increase here for Litecoin, not as huge as a spike as other cryptocurrencies, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? We're moving steadily, and that's what matters. So I just went ahead and put in our short-term uptrend line. We are going to come up pretty quickly on some resistance here at around $150, but we're moving nicely on all indicators higher, and I think we're going to continue this steady increase, start moving to that $150 area. Could see some consolidation there because we do have a lot of resistance in that zone, but after that, we should be ready to continue our move higher, right? I really think that this green short-term uptrend line is going to hold and really carry. It's finally gaining some momentum again, and we're coming up very quickly on 80,000 Satoshis. Once we're able to get back above that, we shouldn't have too much trouble getting a nice jump to 100,000 Satoshis, and I really think that within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be above 100,000 Satoshis. Let's take a look next at Ripple and see what's going on. So we're going to go over to Bittrex, and Ripple is bouncing off that 65-cent support level. We do have a lot of resistance at around 70 cents, but we're coming up on that very quickly, and I don't feel like we should have too much of a problem getting back above that level, especially with the expanding Bollinger Bands. Indicators moving up nicely. We're back above the 69 on the RSI. I believe that we will be moving towards $1 as well here within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Let's take a look at NEO and see what's going on. So NEO is currently getting a nice bounce off that uptrend line, and we're moving right back towards that upper Bollinger Band. And we do have a lot of resistance at $75, $80 as well as a resistance level. But as long as we hold above this uptrend line, we should see a pretty steady increase higher. And we do have expanding Bollinger Bands that should help with allowing prices to move towards the upside, and that middle band as well coming up again. So let's take a look at Stellar and see what's happening. Stellar got a pretty massive breakout yesterday and has really been ahead of the herd. Now it looks like that's continuing again. Our volume is absolutely great. We have very nice buying volume, steady buying volume that's continuing day by day. And our increase just went exponential here, basically creating a really nice U-shaped cup and handle bounce here. Now we should come up on some resistance at around 5,000 Satoshis next, I believe, is when we're going to start to slow down. So that corresponds to kind of the peak of this U-shaped formation over here. And that's why I think around 5,000 Satoshis is where we're going to slow down a little bit and start to consolidate. But for now, we're in full-on breakout territory. We could face a little bit of resistance at 4,500, pull back a bit. But really within the next 2 weeks, I think that we're going to go towards 5,000 Satoshis. Indicators took off as well here. That RSI all the way up to 84. And like I said, that could mean that we're going to see a little bit of a pullback here, but with this blue uptrend line, I think that we're definitely going to be going towards 5,000 Satoshis within the next 2 weeks. Let's take a look next at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be, let's see, next up is Vertcoin. So let's see what's happening with Vertcoin. It seems like Vertcoin is getting a very nice bounce off that $2.20 support level, and we're actually starting to break above some resistance that we had here midway to our next resistance level, which is $3.23. So that's where I think we're going to be heading next. Shouldn't have too much problem doing so. Bollinger Bands are expanding, indicators moving steadily higher, and that's exactly what we want to see. So let's go over next to Lisk and see what's happening. Let's see, go over to Bittrex here. Now Lisk is moving back towards $12.15. Indicators looking great. And what's unusual with Lisk compared to some of these other cryptocurrencies is it is in a symmetrical triangle formation. So the middle of that and the end of that is right at around that $12.15 support level. What that means is we could either basically kind of consolidate, maybe move slowly but surely higher over the next few weeks until we reach that level, or we could see a little bit of a breakout here that could really push us higher towards this downtrend line. And to be honest, I think that that's what's going to happen after that. We'd have to see if we're going to manage to break above the downtrend line or if we are going to end up pulling back a little bit towards the end of the formation and then breaking out. We'll have to see, but I do think that over the next 2 weeks we're going to test this downtrend line, and that could really happen, within the next few days if we see a big breakout here, which is definitely possible. Let's take a look at Cardano next and see what's going on. So Cardano got a very nice breakout. We are starting to slow down. I'm going to go over to the Bittrex chart here where I have my previous lines all drawn out. And we're coming back up on that 3,000 Satoshi support level. We're also getting a nice bounce off that 79 on the RSI, so it does look like upward move is going to continue. At worst, we're going to pull back towards this uptrend line, but to be honest, I think that we're going to get a bounce off this upper Bollinger Band and start moving higher already from there. Let's go over to our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be, let's see, Iota for our last crypto of the daily crypto update. And it looks like Iota is basically kind of bouncing off this uptrend line in our $1.47 support level. So next stop is going to be that $2 mark within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think that we're going to be trading above $2 again. And with that being said, this is the end of this daily crypto update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.